where two eras of pro wrestling fans collide, where one acknowledges his tribal chief and the other one acknowledges the excellence of execution, where one believes you can't see him and the other one is the voice of the voiceless. This is the Powerbomb. I'm JP, this is Anthony V. Let's get to it. What's going on, wrestling fans? This is your boy JP and welcome to the Powerbomb. We are going to talk about Monday Night Raw. We're going to be talking about AEW Dynamite. We're going to get into both shows, and we're going to do it right now. Monday Night Raw kicks off, and we get a segment between LA Knight and CM Punk. And LA Knight is talking about how CM Punk cost him his championship match. But au contraire, mon frere, did Seth Rollins not pull that padding off the cement floor and was ready to curb stomp you into oblivion, LA Knight? And then CM Punk just happened to be there at the right time, at the right place to save your ass. And when Punk was saying to you, LA Knight, you should be saying, thank you, Mr. Punk, for saving my career, LA Knight was like, no, you got involved in my match. You got involved in my championship match because you just couldn't help yourself. LA Knight, you were about to get curb stomped into oblivion. Let's just face the facts. And on the mic, you held your own decently with CM Punk. But CM Punk is Teflon on the microphone, LA Knight. And your whole shtick is the mic, because your ring work is so-so, your character is so-so, but your mic work, that's where your money is. And you're okay. Like, I didn't really get anything too, crazy out of you. But here's the thing. LA Knight, this is your make it or break it moment in WWE going forward. This is where the higher-ups are going to see whether or not you can do this or whether or not you can't. Now, yes, a couple years ago, you had a main event match in Saudi against Roman Reigns. That was not your make it or break it moment. That was just to fill seats in Saudi and use whatever talent was the hottest at the time, and that was you. This is a different animal, Paris. And Paris is the loudest crowd you can possibly have. So if there was ever a time to really get the LA Knight yeah chance, it's in Paris. And let me not sugarcoat this, LA Knight. This is your career. This is it right here. Because you are not some Johnny-come-lately that, is just here for a cup of coffee. No. You came up through NWA as Eli Drake. You went to TNA. Then you went to NXT. And now you're in WWE. And you are 40 years old, my guy. This is your make it or break it moment. This is either going to catapult you into the main event stratosphere with the likes of a CM Punk, a Seth Rollins, a Roman Reigns, a John Cena, a Randy Orton, a Cody Rhodes. This is your moment. And after Clash in Paris, we better be talking about LA Knight. Yes, Seth Rollins is going to retain this championship, but LA Knight can get over in this match if everything is done perfectly. LA Knight, you have to be able to hold your own with these three guys because, first of all, let's lay out this match and let's see how this makes sense. All right, first of all, Seth Rollins is a champion. He's defending the title against three people. CM Punk got cashed in on, defeated Gunther, deserves his rematch. Makes sense. LA Knight, last person to defeat Seth Rollins clean in the middle of the ring, won the match by disqualification due to interference by CM Punk. So he's got a gripe there. Main event Jey Uso. Does this feel like round peg, square hole to anybody else? Like, this just doesn't make any sense at all. Yes, he's main event Jey Uso. Yes, he was a former champion. But this just feels like a force. Like, this doesn't work at all for me. Like, if you did Roman Reigns, that makes a lot of sense. He's the tribal chief. He held that he held the title for, well, he held a different title for 1,316 days. But Jey Uso, in this match, you could have got away with a triple threat if you wanted. So there's going to be some type of catalyst in this. I think Jey Uso is going to probably eat this pin. But I just don't understand the Jey Uso side of this. Like, there's nothing that really, like, yeah, he feuded with Braun Breaker. Yes, he feuded with Bronson Reed. Yeah, he had that match with Roman at SummerSlam against those two. But I don't get this. I don't get the Jey Uso being in this championship match storyline. I don't get it. And maybe I'm not supposed to get it because Seth Rollins is obviously retaining. And who knows if this is going to build for a Punk LA Knight feud. But let me tell you something right now. If there's ever anybody on this roster that can get LA Knight, like get that character elevated into that main event status, it's CM Punk. And it's not even close. There are two people that are absolutely Teflon on the microphone. That's CM Punk and that's John Cena. That's tier A. Tier B is where you put your Roman, your Cody, your Seth Rollins, and those guys. Knight is not in those top two tiers yet. He's still, to me, in tier C. And that's the thing. Is he mid-card or is he main event? And we are going to find out at Clash in Paris. Because this is, and I hate to sound like a broken record, but LA Knight, this is it. This is it, man. If you put up a clunker anywhere along this ride to Clash in Paris, or if you spit the bit at Clash in Paris, this could be it for you, man. This could be either main event status or mid-card status. World Heavyweight Championships, United States Championships. That's how big this story is for LA Knight. Those other two guys, Punk and Jay, they've been there. They've done this. They've already won their championship. They've had their WrestleMania moments. Not you, LA Knight. So this is very important for LA Knight to get this. He's not getting the win, but he's got to get over. He has to get over in Paris. It is so detrimental to his career for him to succeed at Clash in Paris. But let's get to another segment. Let's get to the Roxanne versus Io match, which was an absolute phenomenal match. Absolute phenomenal match. And the fact that Roxanne picked up this win is even greater because it just keeps building her momentum. Just keeps building her. And I don't care that freaking Asuka and Kairi Sane got involved in this match, and that's how Roxanne won, is because those two kind of distracted and made it hard for Io. But what an absolute banger of a match this was. Roxanne has a rocket right on her ass, and WWE is trying to shoot her to the moon, and they should, because she is the next thing coming. She is so good in the ring. Her storytelling is so good. Her facial expressions are so good. Her selling is so good. Roxanne is definitely getting to that level where we need to start talking about her as potentially being the next Intercontinental Champion or winning the Royal Rumble and going after whichever women's championship she wants, because she is that damn good. And speaking of that damn good, let's get to Bayley and this new type of character Bayley's in right now. She's depressed. She feels alone. The things with Lyra didn't work out. And she is basically spiraling out of control. She is heading down a depression street. And this is why Bayley is so good. And I don't want to hear any crap about how Bayley is not that great or how she's not captivating, she's not entertaining. I don't want to hear that crap at all, because there's only a couple women on this roster that could pull off this broken type of character. And one of them obviously is Bayley. Two, a perfect one would be Charlotte. Alexa Bliss. Maybe Rhea Ripley. Maybe Rhea Ripley. Becky couldn't pull this off. Becky could not pull this off. Bayley is the perfect person for this type of new character, and I want to see where this new direction is going to go. Is she going to go in that type of like Nikki Cross type of broken character? Are we going to see more of a depressed angle from Bayley? I don't know, but I'm all here for it, and I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait to see where this new character is going for Bayley. Becky and Maxine had a decent match, but is this building towards a match between Becky and Natalya in the future? I know we're going to probably get Becky and Nikki at some point, although who the fuck wants to watch that pile of shit? Nobody wants to watch Becky and Nikki in the ring for any longer than 5 minutes. It's going to be an absolute train wreck in the ring. But Becky and Natty has a new type of character now. She's obviously the mentor for Maxine, but she's got this MMA type of character that I wish Natalya got to unleash, because something tells me she could expose Becky in the ring for the fraud that Becky Lynch is. I'm telling you right now, Natalya is a 10 times better wrestler than Becky Lynch. She may not be great on the mic, but trust me, she's got those Hart family values, and she is an absolute dynamo in the ring. Just go ask Charlotte. But yeah, she is absolutely one of the best in the ring. So if we're setting up for a Natalya-Becky match, I hope Natalya fucking makes Becky eat her shit, because Natalya is 10 times better in the ring than Becky could even wish to be. But all right, let's get out of this now. We talked about Raw. Let's get into AEW Dynamite. Hell of an opening segment between Hangman and MJF. I thought it was pretty decent. I like how they built this story. Both these guys have been here since day one. Day one guys, MJF and Hangman Adam Page. Since 2019, since the birth of this company. Going back to the first All-In back in Chicago, where they said they couldn't get 18,000 fans, and they did, and then birthed AEW. This is a great story. This is going to be a hell of a match. But I'm going to be honest with you. MJF is like a million times better than Hangman Adam Page. He just is. Promo work, in-ring ability, MJF has all the tools, and this championship needs to go on MJF ASAP. ASAP. Sorry, Hangman. You had a great moment at All In. It's over. If AEW wants to move this wheel forward, it's with MJF and it's Bobby Lashley. So we have to get this win for MJF, and I don't care how he gets this win. Hell, use the Dynamite Diamond Ring. I don't give a shit. Just whatever you have to do to get this off of Hangman Adam Page as quickly as possible, MJF has to do it. But I didn't like the fact that MJF had to get goaded into this. Like, Hangman had to like pull at his strings, really hit that competitive nature of MJF and basically say, you don't have the balls to use that contract at Forbidden Door. And MJF basically said, you want me at Forbidden Door? You got it! Like, what are we doing? Come on, Max. You're better than that. You just pissed away your contract. You just pissed away your surprise cash in. Now you're gonna get a full match. Now Hangman has time to prepare. Like, Max, this was not smart on your part, man. It just wasn't smart on your part. And then after that, we got John Moxley versus Kevin Knight. Big moment for Kevin Knight. You know, it was a great showing for him. He showed off his athletic ability. He showed off his selling. He showed off his in-ring ability. He showed off his little bit of his psychology. It was obviously a submission win for Moxley, but a couple cool spots in this. Kevin Knight did hit a drop kick off the apron onto Moxley, and then he tried to do this move where he jumped from the stage onto Mox, but Moxley moved out of the way, and Kevin Knight went into the guardrail. So crash and burn there. But after the match, after Moxley, wins by submission, he won't let go. And then Speedball, who was in Kevin Knight's corner, he comes in to break it up. And then Wheeler Yuta ends up, beating up Speedball Mike Bailey. So friggin' you have Moxley and you have Wheeler beating up on those two. And then Darby Allin's music hit. He comes down, he comes down to save the day. He does a skateboard move onto Wheeler Yuta, puts Wheeler Yuta in the body. He also brought a body bag to the ring. So he puts Wheeler Yuta into the body bag. He goes through the coffin drop, and then Claudio comes out before he lands it and just starts beating the shit out of Darby Allin. Takes Wheeler out of the body bag, puts Darby into the body bag, and then Claudio is doing an airplane spin with him in the body bag and just throws him like a sack of potatoes. Like, Darby Allin takes some bumps that he doesn't even see where he's landing, and it's absolutely crazy. Darby Allin is one crazy son of a bitch. But to get into another part of this, so Claudio goes to get a chair. He pulls Darby Allin out of the body bag, and then he gets a chair and he puts it around the neck of Darby Allin. He's going to snap the neck, but before that, Ospreay grabs his leg, pulls him out of there, and then it's Ospreay and Darby standing in the middle of the ring with Claudio, Wheeler, and John on the outside. And basically, we'll get into what happens later on in the night. At the end of the night, Will decides to say to Moxley, like, hey, listen, I know you won't accept Darby's challenge for Forbidden Door, but how about this? You and your friends versus me and my friends in a lights-out steel cage match. AEW, you just can't help yourself. You just can't help yourself. You just can't. You always have to do these crazy, insane matches, and somebody's going to get hurt at some point, AEW. I'm sorry. You cannot keep going. You cannot keep taking chance after chance after chance after chance with these guys because you're trying to get cheap pops. And this is all this match is going to be is just spot, 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 blood, 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 blood. Any chance you have to make Moxley bleed buckets, you take tenfold. And I don't know if Moxley's just a sadist and likes to get hurt, but this is just typical AEW garbage that they just keep feeding us. And then to another segment, Copeland and Stokely have a match. And this is exactly what you think it was going to be. This is just some type of a fucking comedy fiasco where freaking Cope is just beating up Stokely, because Stokely is not a wrestler. He's a manager for FTR. He is not a wrestler by any means. So freaking Cope is just beating him up through the crowd. He's talking to the crowd saying, what do you think of Stokely? Oh, he's bald and he's never going to get any hoes. Like, freaking AEW. It's just the type of fans they have. They're trying to be like the old ECW crowds, but come on, they're nothing close to it. But let's get into the serious part of this. So Cope tries to go for a spear. He hits the first one. Then he tries to go for a second one, but then FTR come in the ring and they're beating him down. So you got Dax and Cash beating up on Adam, and then who comes out for the save? Christian comes out for the save. He gets in the ring. He hands Cope Spike, and then they clear house, and then while Edge is on the ground and Christian has cleared the ring, then comes Nick and Kip Sabian to come out and attack him. And, they take them out. So they're all in the outside of the ring. Cope and Christian are in the ring. Those four take off. And then you get the moment of Cope and Christian together, folks. This is years in the making. We never thought we were going to see this again. And Christian hands him Spike. And then Christian's about to leave the ring. And Cope pulls Christian back and gives him a big hug. But Christian did not look super thrilled with Cope hugging him. And this is the problem I have with AEW. This company doesn't know how to build moments. They just don't. So I gave you two moments right there, right? I gave you Darby and Ospreay, and then I gave you Cope and Christian. The Cope and Christian one goes right at the soul for me as a wrestling fan, because I remember seeing these guys coming up with the Ministry of Darkness. I remember them as the Brood with Gangrel. And then when Edge, got the neck injury, we thought he was never getting in the ring. But we always held out hope that one day he would, and then he comes back to WWE. He returns at the Royal Rumble, one of the biggest pops I've ever heard. And now we're getting a huge moment of him and Christian joining once again that famous tag team that shared the ring with the Dudleys and the Hardys. And for us to get this reunion is amazing. And Tony Khan just fumbled this to no end. If you think a little hug between Edge and Christian is enough to get us excited, it's not. And then AEW, you do the typical thing that you do. You don't let anything breathe. So instead of following this up on next week AEW Dynamite, where you could say, oh, to kick off the show, there's going to be a segment where Cope and Christian have a face-off to, talk and reconcile. No. What do? You just give us a graphic, literally 10 minutes after they hugged, saying, it's going to be Edge and Cope. Oh, sorry, Edge is Cope. AEW, you're so stupid with these names. I get it, it's copyright, and he can't be Edge because WWE owns Edge. But it's going to be Cope and Christian versus Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian at Forbidden Door. You couldn't give us this moment next week where we get a true reunion of Cope and Christian. Fumbled opportunity there. Just fumbled it to no end. So, yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand why AEW has to freaking put everything into the microwave and hit this and then just give it to us immediately. You could have let this build all the way to Forbidden Door. Is Christian really on Cope's side? Can they really make this work? Why can't we just have a segment on Dynamite where they bury the hatchet? And I'm sorry, but just a quick little 2-second hug is not going to do it, especially after all these guys have been through for freaking 10, 20 years together. And AEW, you just fumbled it. And then we get to the end of the show where Hangman is leaving for the night and he's going to the parking garage and MJF just jumps him and beats the crap out of him, which I thought was great. I can't wait for this pay-per-view because that title needs to come off Hangman Adam Page ASAP. And it's got to go to MJF. And then once MJF wins and he's having his moment, hit the Hurt Syndicate's music, and out comes Bobby Lashley, and we get a stare down for the ages, and then we get a story heading in to All Out. And I believe it's in Chicago. I think it's Chicago. So, Monday Night Raw, couple good segments there. One thing I did hate from Monday Night Raw, though, and let me tell you, this Grande Americano thing, I swear to God, if WWE is building this to a War Games match at Survivor Series where it's all the Grande Americanos versus the Luchadors, please, somebody wake me up from this nightmare if that is the direction that they're going in with this, because I don't want any part of that. Okay. I'm JP. This was the Powerbomb. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button below for more wrestling content, and I will see you next week. Have a great night.